Drink Cinema! Cheers. Welcome to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. We're two brothers reviewing movies 2 drinks at a time. How are you, Brett?
I'm goodly. How art thou?
Good. Very good.
Prego.
Prego.
Grazie.
Come stai?
Arrogante.
Yeah, that's one Italian
Cannibale.
word we picked, eh? Don't sue us, Armie.
Oh, have you worked out what we're doing yet, listeners?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Peach, gay, Italy.
Italy.
Call Me By Your Name from 2017. Wow. Haven't these two stars had different career trajectories?
I tell you what, Armie had one. He had a trajectory
Yeah.
that
and
was
he
going well, and then it
had
did
his
it.
way out of it. If he'd eaten that peach, maybe he wouldn't have eaten those people.
And he was meant to be in that Shotgun Wedding movie with Jennifer Lopez. It was meant to be him and Jennifer Lopez. It was meant to be him and her and Ryan Reynolds.
Nah.
Then it was going to be her and Armie Hammer.
Which is a massive step down.
And then now it's going to be her and Josh Duhamel.
Well, it is. It's
So,
out already.
Yeah.
We're on the
which is
record as
great.
being bigger fans of Josh Duhamel than we are of Armie Hammer.
Not saying that Armie Hammer's not bad to look at either, but Josh Duhamel is better to look at.
He's also, I think, funnier in Shotgun Wedding than Josh Duhamel would have been. Than Armie Hammer would have been.
Definitely. Not
We've
that
got
I've seen it,
we've got a cocktail, which you have decided on.
yeah, so it's called a peaches and cream.
Oh, there's no cream, thankfully.
So it's cream soda.
Which I like.
Because we are on the record of not enjoying alcohol with dairy, so we're trying to avoid that this year.
And also, creamy soda, having creaming soda in the fridge gives me the excuse to have a fire swamp
Yep. That was
as we eat dinner.
partially why I did it as well.
So, what's in it?
It's got Southern Comfort, which is meant to be peach whiskey, but fuck, good luck trying to find that at your local liquor land.
Yeah, in Melbourne.
Peach schnapps and cream soda.
Cream soda.
Over ice. Just pour it all in there together.
In a whiskey class.
Yeah.
Cheers.
This could be interesting. Ooh.
Oh.
Sweet.
Yeah, and the peach and cream soda together is an interesting combination.
Can't taste a lot of peach.
I can taste peach. Because it's like creamy soda, but with a fruit note.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a specifically peach note, but it's definite fruit note.
It's in there.
It's like
Yeah.
when you first see Armie Hammer in this movie.
It's
You're
definitely some fruit note.
You're not sure, but there's definitely something fruity about it.
You know there's fruit in there, but it's hard to see.
Yeah. Also, a very good choice to go cream soda instead of cream.
That's not bad.
I'm going to give
Give
that,
it a 3.
because I like cream soda, I'm going to give it a... Oh, we do it together? 3 is
Yeah.
fine. 3 is fine.
Were you going to do a 3.5?
I was going to do a 3.25.
Oh, okay. 0.25.
Oh, okay. How generous of you, including my 2.5.
Because I was almost thinking a 3.5. So it's
Okay,
compromisation.
3.25. In terms of alcoholicness in the movie as the start of our Archie Q De Niro scale, if you'd like a copy of the Archie Q De Niro scale, then you can contact us on the socials and we'll send you one.
Play
And
along
if
at
you're
home.
a member on Buy Me a Coffee,
Yep.
which is linked in the episode description, you can get ahead and pre-score the movies.
Yeah, and then follow along with us when the episode comes out.
Yeah. So we've already told... Well, we don't have any members yet.
No.
Full disclosure. But if you would like to become a member...
Armie Hammer was thinking of signing up, but he's not now.
If you would like to become a member, it's buymeacoffee.com/2drinkcinema, and you get some various benefits, including 2 episodes a month bonus.
2 bonus eps.
And in one of those bonus eps, we tell you what the movies are going to be for the month ahead. So you can pre-watch them and pre-score them. And then as we get members, we will include those members' scores in our episodes.
Yeah.
So you can be a part of the podcast.
And you can even suggest a movie.
So Archie Q De Niro is the score, and the categories are fitted to his name. The first one is alcohol, and that's split between how well we rate this cocktail and how alcoholic the movie is.
There's a few scenes of drinking.
There's wine with every meal.
Well, they're in Italia.
Yeah.
And then at the bar when they're dancing,
Yes.
they're drinking.
Elio does spew drunk when they travel together at the end.
Spew drunk.
Yeah. Which is what happens when you try to drink with a 24-year-old and you're 17.
And you're half his size.
Yeah. Literally. Although we don't know exactly because they did the tasteful pan away at that moment.
Oh, God.
I'll come back to that, actually. I'll come back to that.
So there is a lot of wine.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, it's a lot of drinking.
Because it's very scenic to do with the environment drinking, which is story-based drinking.
Yeah.
It's character-based drinking.
He does go out...
Armie Hammer goes out drinking a lot. Oliver goes out drinking a lot. Elio gets very drunk, and it's one of the many things he tries for the first time on that little trip, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it a 4 for alcoholicness.
I agree. It's pretty alcoholic.
Yeah.
He gets so drunk once he gets a nosebleed.
Oh, poor little boy.
And then, they get drunk at dinner with Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, interesting characters, Sonny and Cher.
Mm.
Representation is the R of Archie. White. Northern Italy.
White.
Northern Italy in the 80s, I can't imagine there were a lot of people of colour.
Even Italians.
But there could have been. And in this movie, there weren't.
None. Niente. Is that Italian?
I don't know.
I think I actually just spoke Italian. And not in a funny way.
You said an Italian word. That's not speaking Italian.
Speaking Italian? What do you want to... Oh, no. There's a representation.
I thought how it went about him discovering that he was not super straight, Elio, well.
Yeah. Yes.
In that he kind of discovers it and comes to terms with it and acts on it as the movie goes along. Rather than like, is a gay kid.
Yeah, it's not like he's already... That sounds bad. He's already out and open about it.
Yep.
It's a coming of age, for lack of a better word, story.
Yeah. And I think they actually did that well. He's quite conflicted, and then he has the girl, and then he's more conflicted, and maybe he's bi, who knows.
And then the sex is better with the man than the girl.
Yeah. But then he still wants the sex with the girl, and we can see that he's conflicted, which is done well. But then there's also kind of like being gay in the 80s, and even if it might be more easily accepted in Italy than America... Oliver is definitely like, no, we can't talk about this. And he says that.
But yeah.
And I think it's we can't talk like this, one, because he needs to stay in the closet.
Yes.
But 2, Elio is 17.
Yes. And also it's that his upbringing a bit, I think, Oliver's compared to Elio's, because his parents are quite, open-minded.
Yes.
Do what you want. Like almost nudging them in each other's direction at a certain point.
Yes.
Shouldn't they go on a trip together? Shouldn't my 17-year-old son go on a trip with this 24-year-old man we've known for 5 weeks?
You and I think, have different ideas on the age gap thing. Are we discussing
later,
that now?
Later for Google reviews.
Yeah.
Poor wowzers. There were some thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But
look, and I understand those thoughts, but he is drinking and smoking in the movie.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying that that's comparable.
No.
But it is all seemingly with the blessing of the parents.
Yes.
Which I know doesn't necessarily...
I'm not saying it's necessarily...
illegal. Cannibalism's worse.
Yeah. But it just does make it something that people focus on more than the actual just kind of romancy coming of age story. If he was 18 instead of 17,
yes. Well, I think as well, but part of the point is that he's 17. Like, part of the point of the movie is that it's a 17-year-old boy discovering this side of him and having his first love.
Yep.
He's not going to, in rural northern Italy, find another 17-year-old gay boy.
No.
But I think Oliver's character, in both the writing and in both, his acting, go about it well in definitely not being the leader of the action.
So that's what I'm like. It didn't come off as
predatory.
Yes. Yeah.
Armie saved that for his personal life.
God. We're going to mention that in
I'm just going to put an allegedly over any time I mention the name Armie Hammer.
It's just going to, this whole episode is just going to have an asterisk on it.
This whole episode is allegedly Armie Hammer.
And I think it does represent that kind of working each other out kind of thing.
Yep. That you have to do at that age, I guess, at that teenage, but also as a closeted person, you have to take the little steps and drop the little hint. And he's like, I touched you to show you that I liked you when I gave you a massage.
Yeah.
And you reacted like I'd abused you or something, whatever he says. I think there's been a lot of talk about the age difference and the fact that Elio is underage. And I haven't looked up what the age of consent is or was in Italy in 1982 or 7, depending on whether it's the book or the movie.
Yeah.
But I think part of the point is that Elio is young, and this is his first love.
And I think it's like he's young, but he's wise. He's smart.
He's smart. He's not a dumb
also
kid.
Arrogant.
Well, no, you've said arrogant about Elio, but what they say in the description of the movie is precocious. If you're young,
fucking hell.
Arrogance is
under
precocious.
18, it's precocity.
Precocity.
Viscosity. What? Precociousness.
Precociousness.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
If you're under 18, it's precociousness.
If you're over 18,
it's arrogante.
Look, there's even a shot in there for people with a foot fetish, so that's nice to include them in it.
We'll get to all of that in the horniness when that comes up. I thought
a representation of a certain story is good.
Yep.
But representation in the diversity of the cast.
As a queer story, good. As a racially representative, not so good.
No. I feel like a 2.
I found it interesting talking about the queer thing that his parents have the gay friends.
Sonny and Cher.
Yeah. But then he's really worried about not being straight.
Yeah, but that's a thing.
That is a thing. True, I guess.
Well, if you think of when we did Love, Simon, he knew that his mum would be, as liberal as they come.
We've talked about that. I still remember when I came out, one of my best friends in high school has a bisexual sister.
Yeah.
But I was still scared to tell her that I wasn't straight.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking back, I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
You
probably
don't know
could
how
have told her.
react.
You don't. And we'll get to the dad's speech at the end a little bit later because I think we have differing views on that as well. Representation, I think I'm going to give it a 3.75.
Okay. Let's say 3 point... Oh, we have to give it the same.
Oh, do we? What were you going to say?
Like a 2.
Give it a 3 then.
Okay, yep. Yep.
I feel like this is one that we should
Generally
have made...
agree on? Yeah.
We should have made separate. Anyway, can't change it now. We're 30 movies into this scale. And as we discussed at the start of the year, Archie's not going anywhere. Cry.
Timothee Chalamet can fucking cry. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Just
That-
staring into the fire at the end.
It's like... Because it's like... I think said in our Whitney thing
Yep.
about how in Bohemian Rhapsody, it's like... Rami Malek's good, but then the end kind of was like, yeah, give him the awards.
Yeah, yeah.
This is like, Timothée Chalamet's good in this, but then that end scene, it's like, okay, yeah,
Yeah, he's very good.
he's very good.
It's a very good scene as well because it's not only showing how emotional he is, but it's also showing how
Life just keeps
yeah,
going.
and he has to go on with his life. As the dad says in that final speech, he has to go on with his life, but not too quickly.
Yeah.
So it's not like his mum calls him to set the table straight away. He's given his
Yes.
moments, and he takes his moments of crying into the fire.
But even like in the thing, when they know, it's Thingy calls and then they're like, oh, we'll give you a moment on the phone
We'll let you
again.
talk to
Ooh.
Elio and say the wrong name, which I don't get.
Yeah, and neither do I.
I don't get how that's sexy.
I don't think it is. I find it creepy.
It's not a role play that I've ever heard of in my kink research, which
Um,
is not vast for the record. Cry.
I don't during that. I don't think it's a sad-ish ending
Yeah,
because they don't end up together.
but it's also, I think that's the right ending.
yes, because you have to get on with it, and it would never have worked. Although there's going to be a sequel, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't be Armie.
We know exactly. That's why it's not happening at the
it's going to
moment.
be Josh Duhamel.
No. Oh, it's going to be the guy from Top Gun.
No, it would be weird. It's like the dad from Love, Simon, has an affair with a younger gay man.
They're going to do what they did with that movie that Kevin Spacey was meant to be in and just superimpose Christopher Plummer.
Oh, not
Now
do,
there's an age gap.
not do what they did with that
And
one
I
that
think-
Heath Ledger was halfway through filming when he died and just cast
just
seven
cut-
different
so we'll do
actors.
1/3 is Heath Ledger, 1/3 is Colin Farrell, and 1/3 is Johnny Depp or whatever it was.
1/3 is Josh
Jude
Duhamel,
Law.
1/3 is that guy from Top Gun, and 1/3 is Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
But it's all
But
Timothée
I'm
Chalamet
pretty sure Christopher Plummer is dead.
and Zendaya.
Zendaya's there for some reason. Just because that's how you get young kids to watch anything. Put Zendaya in it.
That's it. She's good though.
She's good.
I need to watch that show she's in.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I know, but I know she's very good. I know she
She's
can
very
act
good.
because
The acting in it is very good.
Yeah.
The story is just
And I
kind
want-
of over the top.
I want to see her do some serious shit.
The girl
'Cause
is
she's a very
the other
good
girl
MJ
is very good
in
in the
Spider-Man.
second season.
Okay.
The one that's in White Lotus. The blonde girl of the sister of the guy whose dick you see.
Oh, the blonde, the daughter of Connie Britton.
The daughter of Connie Britton and Funny Guy.
Oh, she is a bitch.
Yeah, but she's
fucking hated
she's a
her in
bitch
that show.
Euphoria in the first season. In the second season, she's like, it was like, oh well.
I know in White Lotus, like, she's meant to be representative of bullshit teen wokeness.
Yeah.
But I fucking hated her.
Well, yeah.
I know you meant to.
Yeah. Anyway,
Why couldn't she die? Because I liked
Yeah.
Armand.
was that his actual name, or
Yeah.
are you just being birdcage?
No, his
Okay.
name's Armand in it.
Just being
And the
birdcage.
whole time I was like, was he named after Robin Williams?
Yeah. Anyway, crying.
Yeah, we talked more about White Lotus season 1 in our members only episode,
Members only.
which you can get on Buy Me Coffee. Crying, I cried when Timothée Chalamet cried on the phone at the end. And then I cried
at the train station,
no,
or on the phone to
on the
Armie at
phone
the
when
end?
Armie called him at the end.
Yeah.
And then I cried while he cried in the fire.
So is that a 2? Or is that
One and a half, because it wasn't rolling tears.
right. Okay.
It wasn't tears on my pillow, it was moist eyes.
Moist eyes on my pillow.
In the Archie score, the H stands for horniness.
Oh, wowzers!
A lot more tits than I expected to see in this gay love story.
Yeah, I saw one tits.
But still, it's a gay love story. We didn't see any
Yeah.
tits in Love, Simon.
I think that was for a different, younger audience.
We also didn't see anyone wiping cum off their chest either.
No.
Which,
Or off a peach.
which
the
confused
peach
me.
scene. I don't know.
You know what confused me, right? We saw her tits, right? Whatever her name is.
Maritza?
Yeah, something like that.
Maritza? Yeah.
We saw her tits, right? And
Yeah.
we basically saw him eat her out.
Yeah.
But then as soon as the two men get in the bed, we
Yep.
get the
The
tasteful,
tasteful
pan,
pan
away.
to the window.
Yeah.
And then,
But then
and
they-
it didn't pan away for long by the looks of it.
Yeah, but then they came back and we saw them wiping themselves clean.
Yeah.
Like, So that's okay,
Yeah.
but not seeing them even kiss in the bed?
You saw a bit of, then later on, him basically giving him a blowjob.
Yeah.
So that's the equivalent, but not as graphic.
Graphic as the straight sex.
But that's always a thing that we
Do you
need
think
to
that
get
could
over,
be
all
a
right?
senses thing?
Yeah, it is. Because anything, if you have the same sex scene of a man and a woman and put it on whatever, it'll be an MA. And it'll just say sex scenes. But if you have it the same kind of thing with men, it'll be R and it'll say warning strong sexual content. Just because it's same sexual.
Issues.
Called equality, people.
MCAA.
Men fuck men. Get over it. It's 2023.
Just MCAA.
NCAA?
No. The motion picture, whatever it's called in America, the censorship.
Okay.
What we over here are the OFLC.
Okay.
Fix that
Yep.
because
It's not a big deal.
men fuck men.
Yeah.
Deal
With it.
With it.
The peach.
Can I tell you something about the peach scene?
God, it's weird.
It's in the book, right?
Yeah, well, I would hope they didn't add it in.
Yeah. It's in the book, but the director was like, I don't know about this.
Read the book.
No,
Oh.
I've read about the movie.
Oh, okay. Did you do research?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then the director was like, I don't know about this peach scene.
Mm.
So he went and tried it,
Oh, my Jesus.
right? And then came back to set, like the day of they were filming it, because he knew that Timothee Chalamet wasn't sure about the scene too. And so he went up to Timothee Chalamet and he said, so about the peach scene, we're going to leave it in because I've tried it and it worked. And Timothee Chalamet said, I know, I did too.
That's method. That is method acting, Tim.
So the peach scene stayed in because it's possible.
It's anatomically correct. Anatomically. Why can't I say that word?
I think it's an okay scene.
I think it's
a good
just
scene.
it's just a next level.
It's a bit graphic.
Is it necessary? Especially when he goes to eat it. If he ate it, then I would have been like, that's too much.
I think it's good because then the follow-up scene shows his conflict of like, my sexuality is going too far.
Yeah.
Because he says to Armie Hammer, I'm sick and da-da-da-da. And I think he's not just saying I'm sick and too sexual about the peach.
Yes.
He's saying it about his gayness.
Yeah, because he hasn't worked it out yet.
Yeah. And so I think it's good to leave in for that purpose.
Yeah.
But okay. I think it's good to stay in for that purpose of showing how he's struggling to deal with his horniness towards things that society says he shouldn't be horny towards.
Like fruit.
Fruit and men.
Fruits.
Fruit and fruity men.
So horniness is like a 5.
It's a 5.
Yeah.
It's a build-up to a 5.
It's a build-up. It's a slow build-up to
they
a 5.
do a lot of rooting on the travel too.
I'm sure they do. Under a tree on a lake. Grabbing his dick.
Yeah. Does this make you uncomfortable? I can't move my hand any further than that because you're my brother. So I don't want to get too close to you. It's a 5 for horniness. Insults. Armie Hammer is arrogant, and Timothee Chalamet calls him arrogant.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything insulting.
Calling him Sonny and Cher is funny. But then the funnier part about it is like, I don't like that you call them that. Do you call them that? Is it because they're gay or because they're ridiculous?
He's like both.
And then I'm like, I can't put the shirt on now. It'll look like a put-up job. I found that scene kind of funny.
They've already seen me.
Yeah.
That is funny. There are some funny moments in the film, which is good. It's a good balance of funny, serious, drama, romance, action, adventure when they're riding the bikes.
Action adventure on a bus.
It's a road trip movie. It's all of the above.
It's Eurotrip, the prequel. Insult. There's not a lot. Maybe just a 1. I'm thinking a 1. We score this separately.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to give it a 1 as well.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure if this is insulting, but they're quite like oh, I don't want to spend any fucking time with you.
To each other.
Yeah. Is
That's
that
what
insulting?
that was weird. That I've kind of have a problem with the film about is that it seems for most of the movie they don't like each other and then they're fucking.
Well, no, I think it's... Oh, to quote Love Actually, it's a self-preservation thing.
Oh,
You know,
fuck.
the creepy, what's his name?
Arsehole.
The creepy Walking Dead guy.
Dave?
Michael? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Go back and listen to our Love Actually episode to find out the name of that character. But everyone knows the one we mean. It's a self-preservation thing. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's that Armie Hammer has come to this place and realised that he thinks that the incredibly attractive 17-year-old boy at the house he has feelings for.
Yeah.
Which, who wouldn't?
Yeah, okay.
But then Timothee Chalamet, Elio, is like, oh, shit, I've got the hots for a guy. And so they kind of rail against that before they rail against each other.
Choice of words. Yeah, I get it. Keeping the distance kind of thing.
Well, and that's why.
Because they're not sure if they can act on it.
Yeah, but also like it's dangerous. He might give something away if he spends too much time with him.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did in high school. I
when you think he's...
stopped being friends with a whole bunch of people because I'm like, I think these boys are attractive and that's going to be very dangerous for me if I want to stay in the closet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So do you think when he's saying he doesn't like him, which he pretty much does...
He's saying, I love you and it's dangerous.
Like around each other.
Yeah, because they have feelings.
I don't know. I get it. It's just sometimes... It was just a bit kind of... The build-up was kind of there, but then it was a bit like, yeah, we don't like bang.
But I also felt
midnight.
I also felt it was a bit like when they're not working together, Michael Stahlberg, the dad, has decided it's the job of his son to look after his intern.
Yeah. Take him to the bank.
Yeah.
Take him to play poker with old Italian dudes.
It's like, this guy's here. Come downstairs and greet him. Why?
I'll take your bags to his room because we have a ginormous house, which is the next thing. But we only have one bedroom that you have to walk through the toilet to get to.
But they have 2 bedrooms. Why not put Armie Hammer in the other bedroom rather than make Timothée Chalamet move?
There is enough room in that house for another bedroom.
No, there are 2 bedrooms.
No, but like a separate bedroom.
Timothée Chalamet moves from his 2 single bed room to a room with a double bed. And Armie Hammer is in Timothée Chalamet's room and pushes 2 single beds together.
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
Put what is he, 6'2",
Yeah.
in the room with the double bed and leave your 5'6", 17-year-old son in his single bed.
Yeah.
Done.
But why do you do that every summer?
Yeah.
You have a new intern every summer.
Yeah. Put another bedroom in.
Yeah. Invest.
They make enough money. Would they own the house?
Speaking of number of
She inherited
bedrooms.
the house.
Yeah.
Did we score horny?
We did insults already. Yeah,
yeah.
1 for insults. So enclosure, it's a big house.
Yeah, it's a 5.
It's a 3
Yeah.
because that's
Oh,
a
3. Yeah. This Southern Comfort's getting to me.
It's a huge house, and surely they would have had more room for more bedrooms.
Yeah, but I think that the mum already knew that Elio was going to fall in love with Oliver, so put them next to each other.
Do they pimp out their son every summer?
Yeah, this is just
Oh,
their
no, they
first
were
male
ugly.
intern.
It was ugly last summer. It's better looking than the one last summer. Somebody says that when
Oh
they're
yeah,
drinking
a
and they're
girl
dancing
says that.
to that song that I like. I like that song.
Oh, the song that Oliver loves.
Yeah.
That like he runs up drunkenly to randoms in another town in Italy.
I saw them and she don't speak no English, mate.
But keep talking because you're American and that's what they do.
Yeah.
Sorry to our American listeners, but I've seen you travel and that is factually correct.
Yep.
Except in Paris, they hate it when you try to speak French. Like if you're in a touristy bit in Paris, don't try to speak French. Speak English because they're more insulted by you trying to speak French
Parlez-vous
than you
français?
just being like 2 burgers, thanks, 2 crepes.
Okay.
Also, they count differently in French.
Yeah, so they do. Oh, that's Inglourious Bastards.
No, this means 2 because it's the second finger.
So is this 3?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We went to a burger place and we're like, oh, 1 of that, and pointed at the menu rather than try to speak French.
So is the thumb 1?
Well, I think so, 1. Because we did 1 of these and she tried to sell us 4 burger meals because 1 for me, 2 for me, 2 for Shane.
Oh.
So there's a tip for your travellers.
Quattro.
I don't know if that's relevant to northern Italy.
No, but you can go around to random women's houses
1
and
peach,
ask for
please.
water.
Yeah, you can. It's village. It's rural life. They're friendlier in the rurals. They're also
Agua.
friendlier in the 80s.
Mm.
On enclosure, we did.
We did a 3.
So
It's
that's
a huge
the
house
end of
on a
Archie.
fucking orchard with
I
a
need to
volleyball bloody
scroll down in
court
the
and a
notes.
lake.
River. Okay.
Good scenery. Very good scenery.
The Q in Archie Q De Niro is for quotability.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's nothing really I take away from it.
Is it because it count as quotability
Is it because they're gay or because they're ridiculous? I might say that at some stage.
does it count as quotability that Lil Nas X made a song named after the
Was
movie?
that quotability or is that impact?
I've got a couple of things to say about impact.
I think the title of the movie is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't like it. It's not. It doesn't tell me anything about the story, except that they say that.
Would you rather it be called Gay Italy Peach Boy?
Yeah, Italian gay peach. Then you know what to expect. You know that he fucks a peach.
A gay peach.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Did he ask consent?
Speaking of consent and food, this is not sexual.
Oh God.
You know why
Cannibalism
onions,
again?
You know why onions make you cry? Onions have in them
They're like ogres.
2 chemicals,
Yep.
right? And they generally don't mix those chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
But when you cut them, they mix because the onion is trying to defend itself from like a predator or something. So I saw on this TikTok, then it was like, so when you cry, that's because the onion is literally begging for its life.
Jesus.
So vegans.
Was that on that woman that was
Everybody's so
so
creative. No.
Oh, great.
She's going to do a TikTok on the peach scene too. Everyone's so creative. Look what he's doing with this peach.
It's not so much
Quotable.
quotability, but it's well written.
It's a very good script.
And the build up is good.
It's a very good
And
acted.
it's like hinting of things of like gay sculptures they found in the sea.
Oh yeah. Well,
And
I
then
wrote
like
about
a poem of like
the credits at the start, which I like. Had all these sculptors, and I'm like, is it all of this because we're watching an art movie, a classical era movie, or a gay movie? All of the above.
It's gay Italian art.
Gay Italian art.
But also it's a bit pretentious.
It insists upon itself.
It insists upon itself. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, talking about art. I'm like, you've lost me, Michael. What's your face?
Stahlberg, he's very good.
He's very good. You've lost me, and I don't need you to be a French woman living in Italy reading a poem in German.
Yeah, but I think that's
And then a 10-minute speech about the where the word fucking apricot comes from.
that was a joke.
Yeah, but it just makes it a bit.
I think there were a couple of things that could have been
Pretentious.
shortened from the book.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was pretentious or if it was just kind of like showed that they were educated liberal people,
Yeah.
which was good
Yeah.
for them being okay with Timothee Chalamet going off for 3 days with the man.
Yeah. And then having to cry and say, "Come and pick me up, mummy."
We've all done that. We've all had a cry and had someone have to come and pick us up.
Nah. Wait.
I did.
From hospital doesn't count.
I called our friend Emma when I was lying in a football field. Like, I can't do this, Emma. Come and pick me up.
I've never done that. Wait. I was really drunk. No,
You're a
I've never done
little
that.
bit younger. You have Ubers.
Taxis.
More
had
than
to
I
get
had
a taxi
friends.
one. More than I had friends.
You have more Uber drivers than I have friends, is how that came across, which is
I
not
think
true.
I have more Uber drivers than I have friends. Do you count Uber Eats?
You count Uber drivers as your friends. That's when it gets
No, because
really
they don't
sad.
fucking talk to me and they're trying
Yeah.
to kill me.
That's when it's really sad.
These gays are trying to kill me. Look, quotability. I'm not going to quote anything.
No, but the script is very
The
good.
script is good, but I'm not going to quote anything.
We've just moved this across from Rainbow Popcorn, which had a deeper dialogue section.
Yep.
So, which is why we have lots of notes on how good the script is. But
And
I'm
the
going to...
speech at the end of the dad is good.
Yeah, but how can he not know? How can the dad think the mum doesn't know?
The mum knew before the dad did.
Yeah, but the dad's like, don't tell your mother. And Timothy's like, I just called her from the train station and cried for the 45-minute drive back from wherever we were.
Yeah.
Because Oliver left. She doesn't think he's just my friend.
Even the girl he fucked knows.
Well, they told the girls. That's why I think when they leave on the bus, come over for dinner, bring the other girl that got fucked by the gay in the town.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We're going to tell you that they just fucked you to make sure they were gay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay? That was a deleted scene.
Yeah.
Of that dinner.
Assumed. Quotability, I think, might have to be a 0.
Yeah, even though, apologies to whoever wrote it, it's a very good script. It's a very
that
good.
old dude.
Yeah, cool. Sunny.
Yeah.
Drink. I wrote in my notes, I think they might have had a. I think they
Coke.
had a Coke.
I think they had a Coke too.
In the scene where they go to the town later.
And where they walk around the thing?
No, the one after that. And Timothee Chalamet's like, are you happy I came to town?
You'll come later.
Yeah. It's after they wiped it off their chest. But it was like, are you happy I followed you into the town after they have the sex? I think they get a Coke then.
I think they do as well. I feel like I saw them drinking a Coca-Cola beverage. So
I also feel like in a bar, when he came in, they'd offered the American man a Coke.
Yes.
Not a Pepsi.
No.
Pepsi, I think, has more worldwide ruralness than Pepsi.
Coke does.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a Coke movie.
Yeah.
What did I say?
He said Pepsi has more of a worldwide rural thing than Pepsi does.
Well, Coke does.
But it's a Coke movie.
It's a Coke movie. A 2. Endurance. I said, well, it's endured so far.
I don't think it will age very well in the long run.
I think it will.
I think that is naive. No, I think that looking at some of the reviews on the Googles,
yeah,
a lot of people have issues with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that will get looked on in 5 years' time, especially if Armie Hammer
still is an issue.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like the Cosby Show hasn't endured as well as it should have.
I just think it's a good story and it's very well told. I guess it does have what people perceive as issues because they don't necessarily understand that that's part of the story.
Yeah, but it's part of the story, but it can still be problematic. People can still view it as being problematic.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm thinking endurance-wise, I think the movie itself will hold up, but people, being the people that they are, will have issues with it.
The internet being the way the internet is.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like a 2.5.
Well, I was going to think a 2.5 too, even though I think it will endure more than you.
Yeah.
One scene that I don't think will endure and could have been deleted was that scene where all the film goes weird.
I don't get that. And then there was that other one. Oh, where it's all like negative-y.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's 2. It's like he's having flashbacks of moments and it goes negative. There's another one where he's like sitting there. I think it was almost like, hey, Surf John Stevens or whatever your name is, we'll chuck another song in and we'll just like put him there going orange and blue.
Yeah, I didn't get that bit. There was one that was a bit like a dreamy sequence.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's okay. But the one where it just went a bit weird.
Make it a bit more arty and
it's almost like what Kimberly Peirce tried to do in Boys Don't Cry and showing those flashes of little, here, look at some fun things we can do with film. But it didn't work in the story and didn't work with the beautiful look of Northern Italy. Why did you then need to do that?
Yeah.
Odd choice.
Unnecessary.
Yeah. 2.5 then for endurance for me too then.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Nostalgia? No.
Nah, nothing.
Made me nostalgic for when I went to Italy. No, it didn't, because I didn't go to Northern Italy and it wasn't the 80s.
Okay.
No nostalgia. Impact. Is this the reason that we use the peach emoji? Did you read my notes just as I was trying to say my punchline?
Yeah. No, it's not,
It's
Lee.
not? Oh,
The peach emoji was a thing before this movie.
okay.
I'm pretty sure. That didn't have people didn't watch. No, not enough people watched this for it to become a thing.
Doesn't have to be, because things, I don't know where the eggplant emoji comes from, but enough people decided it was going to be a thing that now it's a thing.
Yeah. Obviously, it was breakthrough for Tim.
Oh, in terms of giving us Timothee Chalamet,
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah.
It gave the world Timothee Chalamet the way that his mum gave Timothee Chalamet Armie Hammer.
Just here you go. Oh.
Here you go. Have my young son.
There is apparently going to be a sequel that was talked about for a bit. That was at some stage going to be the same director and the same stars. That has obviously changed, and I don't think is getting made.
I don't know if it should be, because what are you going to do?
Well, then I don't know. He comes back with
With
his
his
older.
wife?
I don't know. Maybe he's still on a holiday.
He
comes
comes
back and or he goes to America.
They work together, and then they have another little summer fling while the wife's back in America.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like that because it adds the age gap and the cheating to it. As long as he doesn't eat someone, that's
Won
fine.
an Oscar. That's good.
It did, and the Lil Nas X song we've talked about.
Lil Nas X.
Impact.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Yeah, same. We're very agreeable today.
Yeah, good.
Except
the
on
ones we had to agree on. Look, rewatchability.
Yeah, it was nice. I'll watch it again.
It's a bit slow. It's not overly like, it's not like you finish it and go, oh, that was good. I want to watch that again. I can't wait to watch that and have weird feelings about fruit.
I think I would like to watch it again without notes.
Okay.
Just to watch it.
Yep.
Which I know I said late last year I'm going to do more of.
Yeah.
But I did have my notes open for this one.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple of things. A couple of times I put it down, but then I picked my laptop up straight away. Because when I thought, is this the reason why we use the peach emoji? I had to write that down straight away so I didn't forget it.
It's an important note.
Yeah.
It's incorrect, but it's
I
funny.
know.
It's meant to be funny.
It's meant to be funny, but you ruined it by reading ahead.
A 2. 3?
2.5 for me. Oh, no, 3 for me.
I'm going to give
I
it
will
a
watch it
2.5.
again.
2.5 and a 3.
Overall is the end of the Archie De Niro.
Timothy was good.
Very good.
And had to do a lot of work in this.
Oh,
He spoke
yeah.
of the English, he spoke of the French, he spoke of the Italian, he played the piano,
Played
played
the
the guitar, fucked a peach.
Yep. Got fucked, presumably by Armie Hammer.
Yeah,
Fucked a girl as well.
yeah. That's a lot of effort.
A lot of effort. And he swum. He rode a bike. Caught a bus.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort catching a bus.
Drunk a lot.
Drunk a lot.
Smoked.
I did smoke, didn't he?
Yeah. A lot.
The music is good.
Yes.
And the
Acting very good. Dialogue very good. Scenery shot very well. Apparently, the book was set in 1982 in southern Italy. But the
Southern
movie's
Comfort.
set in 1987 in northern Italy because that's where the director was from.
Oh, okay.
And he set 1987 because he thought it was a little bit more of a liberal time than 1982, I think.
Okay.
No, it was less liberal.
Interesting.
Yeah, I read some notes, but obviously didn't remember them. I
Yeah.
don't know if the costumes were bang on or stereotypes. Because at one moment, Timothee Chalamet came out to dinner or lunch,
Yeah.
and I turned to Shane and I said, is he dressed as Kiefer Sutherland from The Outsiders? And then at the end, I'm like, Has he just watched the Aha film clip?
Yeah, the hair was like...
Does he think he's Flock of Seagulls now?
Mm.
Does that make it bang on, or does it make it stereotype? Because they had
Yeah.
a cultural anthropologist on the movie.
In the what?
In the
Oh,
crew. They had
in
a
the
cultural
crew.
anthropologist.
Oh, not the dad.
No, not the dad.
Right.
The dad was a homo
A
anthropologist.
homo
Who's
anthropologist.
trying to go and find all of the queer history of the world.
Yeah.
So
So
was it bang on or not?
I think it was just... I don't think it really costumes. It's just, what did people look like in the 80s? Chuck a polo shirt on.
Yeah, true.
Wear some green shorts that are a little bit too small for your Army.
Oh, yeah.
Here, keep my blue shirt.
It's the shirt I wore when I arrived.
Mm.
But then, he wears it out.
Yeah, but then he's like flushing in people's faces.
Yeah.
Hey, girl I slept with, this is a man's shirt.
Yeah. And it's clearly Oliver's shirt because everyone in the town has watched Oliver from the moment he arrived.
And it's 3 sizes too big at least.
Yeah. Then earlier, I think that's also to show the love because the shirt he wouldn't wear for Sonny and Cher, he goes on about it being too big.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to wear it. But he loves Oliver so much that he'll wear Oliver's shirt. I wouldn't wear it to the girl that I'm dumping for Oliver.
No. He
Um,
doesn't really even dump her.
yeah, he's just shrugs.
It's just like, I'm going on holiday.
She's like, "Do you even love me?" He's like, "I got a bus to catch."
Yeah.
Like Stonewall.
My bus is here.
My bus is here.
Oh.
Maybe that's where Roland got it from.
Maybe.
If you
Director of worst game.
Director of worst gay movie of all time ties the knot this summer. Go over to I'll link to the Rainbow Popcorn review of Stonewall, the worst gay movie of all time. This is certainly not the worst gay movie
it's
of all
not.
time.
I saw a bad extra moment.
Oh yeah, I love them.
In the town.
Mm.
I think the first time they go to the town and they're riding their bikes.
Yep.
And then Timothee Chalamet just comes around the corner.
Yeah.
Nearly cleans up a woman.
Oh jeez.
Like very close. And she's just like walking through the town and this kid just zooms out of nowhere and she's...
I knew that was going to happen.
This is take 8. I knew that was happening. It
Yep.
gets closer every time. Hopefully this is the last take.
Or hopefully, I'm so bored of this. Hopefully, he does take me out.
But I think
love
it's
bad
a
extra
good
moments.
movie. It's nice. It's romantic. It has weird moments. It is a bit too up itself, I think, at some points. But
Yeah.
it does tell the story well.
I'm glad it was picked up by a little bit more indie and not by Hollywood,
Yeah.
because I can't imagine what this would have been like in a Hollywood director's
You
hands.
know what scene they wouldn't have had?
The peach,
Mm.
because that wouldn't have made it past the censors.
No.
But then they would have had
You
all
don't
of
see anything.
they would have had all you don't see anything, but the peach is dripping.
Yeah. I'm very glad he didn't eat the peach. I think I've said that already.
Yeah, you have.
But I just need to make that clear because I was like, don't eat the peach. God.
I'm going to give it a 3.75 overall.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 4.
Timothee Chalamet. Oh, I didn't expect you to give it a 4.
It's a good movie.
I'll give it a 4 then too.
Oh, gosh.
No, because I was trying to go a little bit more than you, thinking you weren't going to give it a 4.
Oh, so do you want me to give it a 3?
No, you can give it a 4. Chalamet, has a lot of breadth in his career already.
Yeah.
And even just from last year, French Dispatch, Dune, and Don't Look Up.
Yes.
Those 3 movies are all very different and very good. And then you add Call Me By Your Name to it.
Yeah.
And Dune Part 2 is coming. And the Cannibal one that's just come out.
Yeah, I haven't watched that.
Which people were like, do you think it's weird that you made your career with Armie Hammer and Armie Hammer's had these accusations and now you're making a movie as a cannibal? And Timothee Chalamet goes, oh, I didn't even think of that.
Isn't that the director?
As if you
This
didn't-
same director?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So they asked both of them, like, oh, I didn't even think of that. Like, come on.
Yeah.
As if you didn't think of that.
Yep.
He's gone from eating peaches to eating humans.
Yeah.
I do want to see that one, though.
And he doesn't
actually.
really get turned on to him until he sees his blood.
Oh, yeah.
Blood nose. Ooh, I can smell
blood
it. He's like a
nose.
vampire now, apparently, too. Anyway.
Maybe he is.
I thought he was good in the movie, Armie Hammer, but
I do
his
think
career
he's
is over.
a good actor. He's also just a weirdo.
Yep.
Because it wasn't just the cannibalism; it was like the tying up and there was mannequins involved and
Let's have a break.
basements. All right, we'll have a break, and we will give the scores and some Google reviews when we get
Yes.
back.
Two Drink Cinema.
All right, some reviews from Google for Call Me By Your Name. I've got the 5 stars this week, but before we do that, we need to do the scores.
So out of 100,
Yep.
Call Me By Your Name, Gay Italian Peach, got 47.25.
Ooh. It's harder with the newer ones because they don't do the nostalgia and we don't really know the impact and endurance yet.
Yeah. So in our ratings, it's like 10th.
Yeah, well, it's out of 100, but like the highest one's 60 something, isn't it?
Yeah, the highest one's 71.
Yeah. So it's not like
Love
there's movies
Actually.
up there with 92.
And it's smack bang in between Casablanca and Muppet Christmas Carol.
Jeez, we're diverse, if nothing else.
So we rated, according to our system, Call Me By Your Name is a better movie than Casablanca.
But not as good as the
Not as
Muppet
good as
Christmas
the
Carol.
Muppet Christmas Carol or Gold Member.
Oh
Oi.
dear, here's a
What
5-star
What did
review.
people on the internet think?
This one was a freaking essay,
Ugh.
but what you can see on the screen there
Yep.
is
Yep.
a third
I will
of what they
say,
wrote.
I was looking up 1-star reviews.
Yep.
I had to go through a lot.
Yep.
Because it was like, age gap, this, peach. I put a couple of them in. But it was like a lot of them were just commenting more about the age gap.
I think
than
people need
the
to
actual movie.
get over it. It's not anyway. I don't want to get cancelled, so I'm not going to say something that's going to get taken out of context. 5 stars.
Yeah.
This movie is truly a blessing. I can't get it out of my head. It broke me as a human in the most beautiful way to be broken.
Jesus.
You don't understand the pain I went through before, during, and after watching this film.
Wow.
It changed me. And God, I know I sound like a nerd ranting right now, but this movie is a cinematic masterpiece.
Cool.
Honestly, the actors in this movie did an amazing job. This isn't like any other love story. It's not forced at all. But no, these are two people genuinely falling in love. And the crazy thing is they never utter the words, I love you, throughout the entire film. It's amazing how Timothy could just let himself go and be so open to doing this. Armie as well, they are both homosexual, and I believe that takes some strength to portray these roles.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not sure what that was, whether she thinks Armie and Tim really are,
Yeah, I don't know.
or whether it's actually harder to play a gay than a straight.
It's good, it's always courageous for straight people to play gay roles.
Then there's 3 other paragraphs of ranting.
Okay.
Then this one. Now, before I shut up about this movie, Timothee Chalamet and Armie Hammer are the highlights of this movie. Oh, no shit.
Well, yeah.
No offense to any of the other actors, but if I see any of you kissing your own gender, then winning an Oscar for it, I will give you props then.
Kissing your own gender. Okay.
Yep. I was always thinking, what's the big whoop about Timothee Chalamet? And then I watched this movie, and boy, was I in love with him. Brackets, Army too, but Timmy is bae.
Timmy is bae.
That's a third of what this person
so that's
wrote.
edited down. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
God.
Yep. 1 star.
Oh.
No, that was a 5. You're going to 1.
Yeah, absolutely insane. I can in fact confirm that no gay man in their right mind would eat the day-old sperm out of a peach on someone's bedside cabinet. The whole Call Me By Your Name scene is twisted, and none of this would actually happen. For God's sake, who would squeeze the juice of a peach all over their bed and themselves, then just go to sleep in their soaking, sticky bed? And are you really telling me that homophobia didn't exist back then, especially in Italy? Didn't mention much about the movie, but
No.
hey, I tried to, with the ones I chose, summarize the majority of what the people were saying.
My next one. Words cannot describe how beautiful this movie is. I'm starting to get obsessed by this, and honestly, I really hope a second part comes out. It was such an amazing story, and even now I can't escape the pain this has left me in. IDK if Armie is really a cannibal, but please make another part. And also, some of my favourite lines are, call me by your name and I'll call you by mine. And Elio, Oliver, I remember everything. Also, can we just talk about it? It's so girls. It's obviously
Yeah.
girls
Yeah.
that are fans of Chalamet because it's just like random ranting.
Yeah.
Also, can we just talk about Elio's parents? They are so freaking accepting, and OMG, it's so rare in the 1980s. This movie was beautiful. Anyways, I'm going to go now before I start crying. 10 out of 10.
Oh,
dear.
I decay if Armie is really a cannibal. Oh, this one again.
Yep.
This kind of summarizes a lot of the things.
Okay.
Pedophilia is bad. They spelled that wrong too. I'm 17 myself, and I know a 24-year-old is way ahead of me in maturity. A parent like that is disgusting. A 24-year-old has been in college for 6 years or is out of college. They probably have their own place. Their brain is almost developed. They've likely had many romantic partners. Where I, a 17-year-old, doesn't even know what college I'm going to or what I will major in. I haven't had my first job yet. Well, I still get grounded by my mother. I'm still a virgin, and I can't rent a car or hotel room. And I still get overwhelmed by my outbursts of teenage emotion. Even teenagers, unlike me, very mature teenagers, who are responsible and have experienced too much of life, already are still teenagers. There's some things you can only learn through age, period. But how was the movie? That's
Yeah.
more a comment on
Yeah,
them.
Here's my life story and why I wouldn't have sex with a 24-year-old.
And I just love that a 24-year-old's brain is almost
Almost
developed.
developed.
Almost.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
I lost my third one.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So would you like to read your third one? That's this one here, isn't it?
Yeah. As a gay man with a degree in literary studies and ancient history, you'd think this would be my film. Far from it. Beautiful shots of summer in 1970s Italy. But
Okay.
the story, pedestrian.
You watched a different movie.
With unlikable characters who never develop a full personality or life of their own, beyond pronouncing pseudo-intellectual truisms, and at times the father's monologue, utterly cringeworthy and wooden. The film takes itself far too seriously to be enjoyable. It lacks any humour. I don't know why it needs it, and ultimately surprising really given the plot emotional depth. I'm frankly unsure where all the good reviews come from. The only other gay man I've spoken to about the film with told me that his gay reading group had read the book, which they'd all agree was even worse, and without the pretty pictures, you notice even more how poor the dialogues are.
So, speaking on behalf of the whole gay community, I've spoken to one other gay man, and it's terrible.
Yeah. But it was his gay reading group, and he's got a degree in
He's got a degree in literary studies, which is not a degree in literature. Different.
Cringeworthy. Pseudo-intellectual truism.
But were you paying attention enough if you got the decade wrong?
Yeah. At least he got the country right.
That's true. That's it. Next.
Yeah.
Next.
Next is our Australiana film.
Australiana.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do a plot lines explained badly.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
A girl steals money from her dad and moves to Sydney for an arranged marriage.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
That's what we're doing next week. Get onto the socials at 2 Drink Cinema if you want to guess what that film is. Thank you for listening to another episode of 2 Drink Cinema. If you want to and you've enjoyed the podcast, then subscribe to the YouTube channel or on your podcast platform. Leave us a rating and review. If you want to support us, tell your friends or head over to buymeacoffee.com/2 Drink Cinema for some members exclusives and bonuses. Thank you, Brett.
Later. Thanks for listening to this episode of 2 Drink Cinema. Make sure you've subscribed so you don't miss any future episodes.
Please share this episode with a friend and leave a rating and review. It goes a long way to help us reach a bigger audience.
This show is produced by Two Brothers Entertainment on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and we pay our respects and acknowledge their elders past, present and emerging.
Follow us on all your social platforms and join our Facebook group to connect with us. Thanks for listening, happy watching, and please drink responsibly.